I've had an amazing idea. One of those ideas that strikes you and you're just like, yeah, I live for that feeling. Now is the time that I'll admit it wasn't exactly a fully independently conceived idea, but what ideas really are. I was watching Great British Sewing Bee, and they used canvas, painted canvas, to create garments. I have been wanting to make a small day pack, backpack kind of thing. Don't currently have any fabric that would work really well for it, but what I do have are these paint night paintings that have been hiding away in my basement. I literally put them next to my husband's office space in the basement 6 years ago. They've just stayed there. Maybe he really likes them. I don't think so though. Maybe you're wondering why there are these strings. I don't know. I know I was trying to do something, some sort of weaving something. I don't know. They're cool. They just scream paint night. I just haven't really ever wanted to display them. Is that a great idea? Again, credit to the Sewing Bee because that's literally what they did. Which maybe doesn't quite qualify as an idea, but that's what fashion is, right? Just borrowing from different locations and mushing it together in your own way. Let's go mush. Nice. I've got all my pieces cut out. The tree is the front piece. To the right of that we have the pocket pieces. To the left of that we have the back. The bottom is the bottom. The far right is the side. And the top skinny piece is the zipper cover. I interfaced all of the shell pieces, so that's the black corduroy and the caramel colored wool. That wool might look familiar. I've had it in 3 videos at this point now. And then the striped fabric is my lining. We'll see. I'm hoping it comes together and has kind of a chaotic artsy look, but still looks cohesive. I feel like that's a fine line that I have a hard time walking. And it creates this little corner that you turn out. This is my lining, and then you have the shell pocket, and then this is the top. So this is the lining, and this one's gonna go on top like that once I do that corner. So this is the pocket coming together. There's the lining and the main. And next I'm going to attach the top piece. One of the reasons I chose this pattern in particular is because I wanted to learn how to do this little pop out pocket. The zipper hiding piece, that worked out pretty well. I'm happy with that. But the attaching it to the main I think is going to be somewhat challenging. Pinning it in place has been quite challenging. I probably spent 20 minutes just pinning it in place. One of the downsides of this backing is that my tailor's chalk just doesn't mark on it very well. So I used the guide of the pattern piece to indicate where it should go, but it's kind of hard to see exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew it in place. I'm a little nervous that this is gonna be hard to sew, look messy, and not be very secure. A winning combination. Okay, it didn't go quite as badly as I had feared, but I'm not super happy with it, especially the more I look at it actually. This is hard to do, make it look neat. This top piece, first of all, is too high. I feel like it needs to be more of a 3D. If it came down, this would pop out more and that would be better. But the corners are not the same. That makes me so sad. I don't know if I can live with that. Can I? I think I wish the bottoms were bigger, that it was more 3D because of the corners that I sewed together, and then it wouldn't look so weird up here. I tried to pin it further down so it had more pop out, but it's just too much material to ease in. I'm gonna unstitch the top and try to push it down and see if I can make that look good. I'm happier with that. I think I'm just gonna roll with it even though it's not perfect. One thing I would have changed would be to put more interfacing on this. It's so soft compared to the tough canvas. I've clipped my lining to my main front and I'm gonna sew those together and then it's time to start attaching the handles. I've got my zippers attached. This is a very scrappy bag, so I did use 2 different color zipper because that's what I had. These came from one of several like garage basement clean out Facebook marketplace dumps, but they work well, and I think it's kind of a cool look to have the two different colored zippers. So those are attached nicely. And the next step is to apply seam binding all the way around the edge of those, which I haven't really used a lot of, but I also have some from miscellaneous secondhand sources, I guess. Okay, I've got my side piece, pinned into place. This is the lining fabric, and then this corduroy is the main outside of the side. And I've got this little like zipper shield on, which is nice. I've never done anything like that, so I'm interested to see how that comes together. It's like just one long skinny rectangle that I ironed in half lengthwise and then sewed right sides together with this little braid tape and sewed that. I will say that this pattern kind of sucks. I maybe shouldn't say that, but it's clearly been translated from another language, which like maybe there was a notice that that's the case, but it just makes it really hard to read. There's just like a few points where the prepositions don't make sense and the wording is like askew, and I don't know, I find pattern instructions kind of hard to follow in the first place, but good pictures, and so far it's coming together pretty well. I've now sewn the side piece, which is tucked in here, to my two bottom pieces. So I like sandwiched the side pieces in between the two bottom pieces, and I'll turn that out. And now we have like a completed side structure. It's starting to come together, this kind of thing. So I'm going to press this all nice and neat, and then I'm going to pin it to the front. I feel like the instructions, it's not just about the language barrier. It also just like doesn't tell you every step. Like it never actually told me to sew the zipper cover to the side piece. It said to pin it, and then it just moved ahead, and I noticed in some of the pictures it was sewn. Made the executive decision to do that, but you know, that's not how instructions are supposed to work. Forget everything I said. This pattern is fine. How cute. Look at that. This little flap thing looks so good. And now I have my sides. My inside is coming together. I'm going to put some more of this tape on these raw edges now. It is time to do the back. I've got this very long piece of cotton flat rope, and I found the halfway point, put it up here, pin that in place, and then I'm going to sew little squares right here to hold that down. And then it does this like loop up thing where it's going to go like this or something. Oh yeah, and then cross over. No, it's going to go like this. And then that's going to be the backpack, I think. One step at a time. I'm going to sew squares right here, right now. Okay, so I've sewn my strap to the bag here, and now it wants me to cross these over. Maybe I'll measure where the midway point is between these two. Cross it there, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to sew in this square, and then it has me sewing little lines here. I've got my backpack hardware on, and that was surprisingly easy and satisfying. I don't know what I was expecting. Now it's time to attach the back lining to the back main piece. We're sewing wrong sides facing. right? Yeah, like this pattern doesn't say that, but that is what I'm doing. This pattern is good, but I would not recommend to a beginner sewer because I feel like there's too many points that you have to just kind of know. I'm definitely pinning this because I want it to lie flat, and there's like, you can just tell that it kind of doesn't want to lie flat. Okay, I've got my back piece, my lining attached, very nice. And now it's time to put the whole thing together. This is really exciting. Okay, so here's my front piece. These zippers are always going to piss me off. And we're going to do right sides together. And so the side, I can't replace the zippers. They're very installed. That's okay. That's how you know it's not really okay when I say that's okay 1,000 times.